Foodie gang, 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 gang. Foodie gang, 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 gang. Foodie gang, 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 gang.
Foodie gang, gang, gang.
Food gang, gang, gang.
Foodie gang, 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 gang. Foodie gang, 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 gang. Foodie gang, 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 gang.
Foodie gang, gang, gang.
Food gang, gang, gang.
Foodie gang, gang, gang.
Food gang, gang, gang. Food gang, gang, gang.
Hey, Foodie gang. Hey, what's going on? You're tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank, Season 2, Episode 24. We are just chugging along. If you have missed any episodes, go back and be sure to check them out so you know exactly what we're talking about and who we are talking about. How has everyone's day been? Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this with your friends because they probably need to know how to cook. So this morning I went on a bike ride. I made me a smoothie. And y'all, I have some more great smoothie recipes coming out. If you missed the live stream about the smoothies, that's okay. I also put it into the video portion of my page. So in here, I have peach, mango, Greek yogurt, and almond milk. Mm, so good. So good. Okay. So to support this channel and keep the stove on so that I can continue to cook great recipes, make great food, and also share these live streams and all this information. To support the channel, keep the stove on, hit the Cash App, money sign Chef Big Bank. Follow me on all my social media platforms listed down below so that we can stay in touch even when I am not live streaming. And on my social media accounts, I post I post a lot. So yes, follow me on my social media platforms. Subscribe to Ava's Playtime. It's a channel made for kids. And it's also my first YouTube channel that I ever made. So make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to that. Also on Facebook, there is a fan page, or you can call it a group, whatever one you want to call it. Chef Big Bank Foodie Gang fan page. It's where we host our food contests. We share great recipes, and it's over 900 foodies from around the world. We are touching 1K, and I apologize for that, Foodie Gang. I tell y'all, as soon as you hit that live button, everything go wrong. So I turned down my phone volume, but I didn't turn the ringer off. So I apologize for that, Foodie Gang, because right now, this is y'all time. Okay, so join the group. Shop the Foodie Gang store. 100% Foodie Gang. Randy, I already know I got the kids shirt coming. I'm going to be making kids shirts as well. And I will let you guys know as soon as they are released. I just had so much to do, y'all, Foodie Gang. Okay, and coming through the door first, pulling up to the kitchen first, is Randy. Now, Randy is always first, but lately I don't know what's been going on. Randy, they've been trying to take your spot. I'm glad you came back for it today. Randy said, I'm coming to the kitchen today first. So Randy said, like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend. Yes, very important because we want this platform to be growing so that we can make better food. We can do more restaurants reviews, and we can even start traveling. We already went to Las Vegas. If you missed that episode, it's okay. Go ahead and check it out. Watch it on the replay. I went to Vegas. And you know, wherever I go, Foodie Gang coming with me. I documented almost everything that I ate. I made sure I got a picture. And yes, so if my mic sounds weird at all, please let me know, Foodie Gang, because I cannot tell you how frustrating it is as a content creator when you are up here, you know, you're having fun, you're talking, and then you play it back, and it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. So, if my mic sounds weird at all, please let me know. Hold on. All right, okay, y'all. Okay, so when you are streaming, you want to have another monitor so that you can watch what's going on. So my bad, y'all. Foodie Gang, I'm running late today. And also, yes, Randy's right. Keep the stove on at Money Sign Chef Big Bank. And she said, can you turn your mic up, please? Okay. Let me Does that sound better? Another thing is that okay, Randy said that sounds good. Cool. I was kind of moving around a little bit, and if you're right here, right, you're talking, You go right here, it doesn't sound the same. So, y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot back here. And I have like 5 different monitors I'm looking at. Randy said Chico was waiting for his shirt. Okay, I know, Randy. Okay, Randy, I'm going to try to get to the shirt this weekend. And it's not even hard. I just have had a lot going on. Y'all, excuse me, I was just eating. So I made there was another half to this sandwich, but I ate it. It's a turkey and fried egg sandwich with cheddar cheese, and it is so good. I have that, and I got my smoothie. Randy said that spot belongs to me. Okay, so normally what I like to do is I like to let you guys know in advance when I have a live coming up. But today, y'all, look, it's summertime. Y'all know what it is. So I put the live up around like 12. It's 12 o'clock here. So I put it up. And I went back into the comments and I was like posting my links. And I saw Randy there. I said, Randy, you ain't playing. I said, Randy, you ain't playing today. All right. Thank you so much for letting me know about my mic. Okay. So I think I went over everything. Support the show. Keep the stove on. Money sign Chevy Bank. Okay. And let me tell you guys this. You know how you watch other YouTube shows, and they have like it'll be like a video, like when someone sends them a cash app or something to like it'd be like money, money, money. I made one of those for us, Foodie Gang, and I am waiting till I get a cash app so that I can show you guys the video I made. So please send me a cash app so I can show y'all this video because I've been waiting to show it to y'all. And it's tight. It's tight. This is all food themed. So my money, 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 my little video, it got to do with food. And we had no captivity with Freezy. He said, hey, 907, good eats. How you doing? How you doing? Randy said it's 4:53 here. Randy, so are you getting off work? Because what I've been doing for the gang is like I schedule my lives at different times so I can see what time is the best time for everybody. So okay, no captivity with Freezy says show the video, sis. I got you. Okay. So let me go to it. Let me drop your comment back down here. I'm going to show it to y'all. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. And then I was like, why have I never made one of these before? So here we go.
Foodie gang, 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 gang.
Did y'all like it? Got the foodie gang, gang, gang. I tell you, when you start saying foodie gang, 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 it's so addictive. Randy said, I get off at 11:30 tonight. Randy, it seems like you be at work for 24 hours sometimes. Yeah, so yeah, that is the money video that I made. I'm going to show it to y'all one more time. I only do this when I get the cash app, but because it's new, I want to show it to y'all again because I liked it.
Foodie gang, 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 gang.
All right, there we have it. Keep the stove on so we can keep cooking. Keep the stove on. Okay. So we are all gathered here today to talk about the viral spaghetti squash. I don't know if you guys have ever had spaghetti squash. It is really, really good. Randy said it feels like 24 hours. Man, you know what's so irritating? When you get off work or when you're about to get off work and that last hour be going by so slow. I don't know what it is about that last hour of work. It be going by so slow. Okay, I'm gonna get to the channel disclaimer, and then we are gonna immediately hop into the content today. I'm gonna show y'all the videos. I got a lot of videos lined up, and I'll even drop the link in a little bit after the disclaimer. So if anybody wants to come up and react to these videos with me, or has any comments about spaghetti squash, or do you have any stories, anything, this is Kitchen Talk. Okay. Welcome to 907 Good Eats Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. Please note that the information provided on our channel, including commentary and discussions, is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Comments and opinions expressed are those of the individuals and not those of 907 Good Eats. While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we cannot guarantee its completeness, reliability, or accuracy. The use of the information provided on this channel is strictly at your own risk. We do not claim ownership of any third-party content featured on our channel. All third-party content is the intellectual property of the respective owners, and we respect their rights. Viewer description is advised for all content. So there y'all have it, foodie gang. So if you were here yesterday, you were here when we were talking about tilapia, and it wasn't the prettiest live stream. It's kind of, there were some, things that were shown are kind of nasty, but very informational. It had great information, great education, and we're putting food into our bodies. We should know the most about food, but sometimes we don't, and that's what I'm here for. And so while I was reading, the Cash App sound went off. So let me share with y'all what was sent. And yes, so check out yesterday's live stream. We talked about tilapia. The day before that, I interviewed a personal chef. She's also a member of my group. So check out that interview. And then we got No Captivity with Freezy with the $10. He said, I love the money video. Okay. So I already played it, but I'm going to play it again because I like it too.
Foodie gang, 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 gang.
I like it. Keep the stove on, man. Keep the stove on. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and react to the video with me. And if you don't, it's okay. Stay in the chat. And keep commenting, keep posting. It's all appreciated. I appreciate you guys even watching my content on the replay. That makes me happy. When you leave a comment, I'll be happy. Okay. Okay, so we got the link pinned to the top of the chat. Let me pull up the first video. So before we get into the spaghetti squash and the recipes and how to cook it, I want to show you guys how spaghetti squash is grown. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen spaghetti squash before. So I always like to tell you guys the backstory too, because before it gets to our plate, it comes from somewhere. And many times I feel we are disconnected from where our food comes from. We think it comes from the store, and it doesn't. Then, there's a whole backstory. There's farmers, There's people that are driving the products to the store, the truckers. There's people that are unloading the trucks and then doing the stocking. So our food takes a whole journey before it gets to our plate. And so I'm gonna show you guys how spaghetti squash is grown. And I'm gonna be honest with you, gang. I never knew this, but I have eaten spaghetti squash before. But I was not aware of how it was grown.
I'm a frugal homestead. Today we're going to talk about spaghetti squash. We have a ton of it. It's actually one of the few squashes that my husband and I both enjoy and our children enjoy it. I like it because it is a winter squash, and that means once it starts once you start harvesting, you can have it for months and months and months if you store it right and you make sure you take care of it. So I'm going to show you kind of how we grow our spaghetti squash and then show you when to harvest as well as how we cure it. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, this is our smaller spaghetti squash panel. And you can kind of see here, it's just like a hog panel or a cow panel for fencing. And we have it a little bit at an angle.
One thing I will say, Foodie Gang, I don't know what you guys have in your algorithm, but a lot of farms have YouTube channels. And so they, document the whole process of how it's grown. There's even a farm that like shows you how to butcher animals. Hey, it gets deep, y'all. But I think it's really cool how a lot of these farms have YouTube channels now. And I also think that it's very, very smart because sometimes farms may not have enough money. So if they create a YouTube channel and they get, thousands of subscribers and watchers, they can really generate a nice amount of money. So yeah, y'all, check out the farming channels on YouTube. They're really great.
In the past, I've tried I actually had onions here this year growing, so that I kind of utilize this space. But on the other side, I'll show you I have cabbage growing. So that's a good way to kind of utilize the shade and stuff. These spaghetti squashes are actually doing really well. You'll notice here they're turning yellow, which is what we want. We want it to be a nice, solid, beautiful yellow color. Now, how do I know when they're done? Well, there's a couple of signs. These ones aren't quite ready, but I'm going to get in close here. You actually take your nail and you poke it in there. Okay. And if it comes out and you can actually make a mark, then it's not quite ready. The other sign is your stem. If the stem here, if it's not quite brown yet, get a little closer. See how it's still green? Then it's not really ready. And you can actually leave your spaghetti squash on the vine until it dies, just like you might do with pumpkins. That's totally okay, totally normal.
Foodie Gang, if you have ever had spaghetti squash, they're heavy. I was surprised that they were even growing like this because they're heavy. And so I never even knew that they grew like this. I thought it can't like grew out of the ground or something, but it's kind of like on a little tree type of, or like a little bush. It's very weird. And I didn't know that because like spaghetti squash are really, really hard. They're really hard and they're really heavy. So that was a good little trick that she had where she pokes it, and if it can poke it, it's not ready. Because what they want it to be, they want it to be hard. Let's get back into the video.
Nothing's going to happen to them. They'll be just fine. Hey, here's our other spaghetti squash panel. It's a little bit bigger. Let me zoom out here. And you can see down here, I have our cabbage. And this has actually worked really well this year. I think I'll continue to do this even when we rotate where we plant our squash. The squash, for the most part, has grown up the panel, but it's given shade to this cabbage. And we get into the 100 degrees in the summer months, and that can really do a lot of havoc on cabbage because it's a cooler.
100 degrees? No, I can't do that. Mm-mm. No, y'all know I live in Alaska. I can't do 100. That's why I had to get up out of Oregon. It was playing. That's way too hot. When you hit triple digits, you're very uncomfortable. There's no escape really, and it's just really, really miserable. It's miserable being that hot. For me, at least. Some people prefer to be hot. In all honesty, I don't want to be cold or hot, but I can't do heat. I can't do it. No captivity or preset. I love me some cabbage. So on my Facebook group, one of the members has an organic garden, and she eats a lot of like fruits and vegetables that she picks from her garden. And excuse me, her garden is huge. She has like a tree back there. She has a couple of trees, a couple of orange trees. Like it's a big garden. And she's always cooking and always making food that she sourced from her garden. And I think that in today's time, and after we went over the tilapia, I think that having your own garden is the way to go. Now, some of us don't have green thumbs. I don't have one. I got a tomato tree, or it didn't even get that far. I got a tomato plant that somebody gave me, and my neighbor was telling me that I have to sit it outside for, I forgot what he called it. You put it outside for a couple of hours and you bring it back inside. And you kind of do that so it can get used to living outside. Y'all, that plant did not make it. And I was so sad because I was really trying I wanted to, I wanted to cook the tomatoes. Like I wanted to go all the way through the process, but I don't have a green thumb, so I give respect to these farmers who are able to do all of this. But let's get back into the video.
Cooler weather vegetable. So if I'm growing it in the spring into the summer, it needs some shades to stay cool. And our cabbage has done really well this year. So that's actually worked out good for us. But if we come in here, we have so much spaghetti squash, and we have a lot of earwigs. Hello, earwigs. We're like earwig central this year. But look at this spaghetti squash. You can see that it's not quite the yellow that we want, right? It's kind of got kind of a marbly kind of look to it, and we don't want that yet. So we want it to really be solid yellow as much as possible. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to harvest it. It's going to be like this. It'll still work out. Okay, but the reason you want to leave your spaghetti squash on long until it kind of dries out a little bit, I guess you could say, is because spaghetti squash has a lot of moisture. It has a lot of water. If I harvested this right now, it'd be too green. It would taste green, and it wouldn't shred like a spaghetti squash should, and it is just full of water. It's like a watermelon almost. But we love spaghetti squash. Here's another one. This one is a newer one. You can see how green it is. Almost like a green pumpkin, right?
Wow, that's kind of cool that they're green at first and then they turn yellow. I didn't know that. So when I lived in Oregon, my friend had a garden, and she was like, well, my real name was Letitia. So I was going by Letitia at this time, even though I worked in the kitchen. Just going by my first name. She was like, Letitia, I have all these vegetables and I don't know what to do with it. Because when you garden, it produces a lot of vegetables. So she was like, I have all this zucchini and yellow squash. She was like, I don't know what to do with it. So I went to the garden one day, and y'all, she has so much squash. But one thing I noticed is like the squash was really, really big. I mean, I don't know if that's because she, didn't pick it off because she wasn't ready. But I will say that those vegetables, I do feel tasted different versus the store.
So he's not going to be ready for a while. If we come down here, we see some a little bit lower. They're getting closer. Now, what we found with spaghetti squash especially is the more sun it gets, the yellower it's going to get. So these ones are back here and they're not getting a lot of sun, but they are starting to yellow up. So what you can do is cut back some of your vines if you want, if you really want your spaghetti to be in the sun. Or sometimes like this here, let's move this direction here. So this vine came from there and it's come this way, right? I kind of just let it do its thing. But these ones are going to get more sun naturally because they're in their own little area. Does that make sense? So you can kind of trick your spaghetti squash a little bit into curing a little bit faster. I have a box of cured spaghetti squash here. This is our garage. On this shelf, this is our spaghetti squash shelf.
Do you guys notice the difference in color? In the beginning, it was green, and then it kind of went to a yellow, and then the yellow was kind of like a marble. It wasn't necessarily a solid yellow. So this is how spaghetti squash is gonna look when you go to the store. It's gonna be like a solid yellow color, and like I said, they are big and they are heavy. But they are so good, and it's a nice alternative to eating pasta because it is a low carb. It's healthier. You're eating squash. You're trading in your carbs, which would be your pasta, and you're replacing it with squash, which is a vegetable, and there's also a lot of water in it. So it's a nice low calorie food, and that's why it has gone viral. And I'm gonna show you guys the recipes, and when y'all see this cooked, look, y'all gonna want to go to the store and get you some spaghetti squash because I haven't had it in a while. But doing this live and watching these videos, I'm gonna give me some spaghetti squash.
We had 2 boxes. This was a separate one. We've eaten some of that and some of it has gone bad. But this is what's left over from last fall. So we picked this probably the end of October, mid-October, maybe early November, cured it. So we put it out so that it could toughen the skin. And then a lot of it actually cured on the vine. And then we put it in this box. It is now the end of February and these squash still look amazing. Okay. Like I said, sometimes they do go bad or start getting some spots. But if you leave it in a cool place, you can have spaghetti squash for many months through the winter and even into the spring. So spaghetti squash is a really good thing to grow. You can grow it like we have on the vertical, or if you have lots of space, you can grow, several plants in your own garden and have squash through the entire winter. I hope this video is helpful. Let me know in the comments if you grow spaghetti squash or if you have any questions. We'll talk to you next time.
Wow, so pretty much she's saying it's good to grow because it's cost effective and it lasts a long time. Have you guys ever heard of those families who are able to completely sustain their family's diet by having a garden? That's pretty much what the woman in my group does. She is able to sustain herself from eating off of her garden. And I think to get to that place in life where you have a garden and that's what you eat from, that is like a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, because I feel like gardening is hard, but they say it's not. But in my opinion, I don't know, it ain't working out for me. I know how to do the other part of it, like the cooking part. I don't know how to do the growing part. Okay, so The next video is going to show us how to cook spaghetti squash. And let me get that pulled up for us.
Spaghetti squash is just that, spaghetti that comes from squash. A low-carb, healthy pasta alternative that is a blank canvas for anything that you want to add to it. It just needs minimum prep, a little time in the oven, and voila, it's like an al dente pasta. So let me show you how to cook this today on the Stay-at-Home Chef. Don't blink or you'll miss it. To start, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Then wash the squash and give the exterior a good scrub to ensure there isn't any dirt on it. Then using a big sharp knife, cut off the top and bottom 1 inch.
Seafood again. I was so into the spaghetti squash that I forgot to update the banner. The sponsor of today's show is going to be No Cap CBD with Freezy with the $10. Thank you so much for your contribution and for keeping the stove on so we can continue to cook. And if you want to be a sponsor of the show, you have to send more than $10. And y'all know I got the video now, so I'll play the video again if you contribute to the show. But if you can't, that is totally fine. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave a comment down below after this video ends, and if you're watching me on the replay. So, you guys, spaghetti squash is super hard to cut. So, super hard to cut. So, if y'all go get spaghetti squash, it's okay. I'm going to show you guys today an easier way to cut spaghetti squash. So, stay tuned.
You're going to need to use your muscles to do that. Then right down the center, cut the squash lengthwise. Once you have that cut in half, go ahead and get a spoon and scrape out the guts and the seeds. If you want to save the seeds to roast for later, go right ahead. We have tips and tricks over on our website. Next, we're going to drizzle these with a little bit of olive oil, or you could use your favorite cooking oil. I'm using about a tablespoon and it absorbs right into it. Give it a little rub to make sure that oil is all over. And then to salt these, I'm using about a half a teaspoon of salt for a medium-sized squash. If your squash is larger, use more salt. And give it also a...
We got a question from the chat. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm over here drinking my smoothie. It's so good. Okay, Randy said 907 goodies. How does it taste with marinara sauce? I would like to try it. Foodie Gang, you can use spaghetti squash to replace pasta. When I made it with a marinara sauce and I put meat in it. It was pretty good. So if you're making pasta, if you're making like chicken Alfredo, right? Instead of using linguine or fettuccine, you can use spaghetti squash as your pasta. And Freezy is so funny. He said that was a lot of salt. Freezy, but you know that's how they season their food with salt and pepper. So she probably ain't gonna put no seasoning on it. That probably was it. Randy said too much salt. I'm gonna slide this back and I'm gonna look at it again because I think I missed that. Because I was reading the comments. So let me see. Y'all saying this lady put too much salt. Let's see.
Use more salt. And give it also a little bit of pepper.
It looked like she may have put a lot on there. She's probably a smoker though.
All over. And then to salt these, I'm using about a half a teaspoon of salt for a medium-sized squash. If your squash is larger, use more salt. And give it also a little.
Yeah, she did put a lot of salt. Okay, so y'all know I'll be doing recipes. And let me tell you, half a teaspoon of salt is a lot of salt. But like I said, she ain't gonna season her food no more. That was it. Randy said she was heavy-handed. But she got a man. Y'all see the ring on her finger? She got a man. I wonder if he got high blood pressure. Randy said high blood pressure. Look, y'all don't get distracted. But like I said, she ain't gonna add no more seasoning to the whole dish. That salt probably was it. She probably ain't gonna put no seasoning in the sauce. If there's even gonna be a sauce, who knows? All right, let's see if she puts a lot of pepper on there.
Little bit of pepper. If you wanted to add your favorite herb,
Now the pepper, I don't think she was heavy-handed with the pepper, but she did put a lot of salt on there. She wasn't playing.
or seasoning to this, go for it. I like simple salt and pepper because it keeps it very versatile for adding additional ingredients to it later on. Now take your squash and lay it cut side down on that baking sheet. And I like to lay these cut side down so that that moisture doesn't pool and make these soggy. Then take a fork and pierce the outer rind of that squash. Go ahead and just kind of rock it back and forth. And now they're ready for the oven. But if you want to try this in your air fryer, we have all those instructions over on the website. Go ahead and pop these in your preheated oven where they're going to bake for 40 to 50 minutes. Each oven will vary with how it holds its heat, and each squash is going to vary in size. So in order to know that it's perfectly cooked, take a fork and try to pull the spaghetti-like strands, and when they come loose with ease and the texture is like al dente pasta, that is how you know you've cooked it perfectly. It's always easier to undercook it and pop it back in the oven for a few more minutes than to overcook it and have mushy squash. Once they finish cooking, let them cool just a bit, and you can scrape them onto a serving plate or scrape and leave them in the squash bowl. You can eat it just like this or add on your favorite.
And remember when I was telling y'all that it is literally just like pasta? Let me slide this back so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And it's a nice way to also get your vegetables in because this is the pasta and also is a vegetable. And this video really makes me want some spaghetti squash. Yes, so it looks just like pasta. So if you were to put marinara sauce in there, it would be great if you were to put Alfredo. And I also went over how to make pasta sauce from scratch. And I made Alfredo sauce from scratch. The video's still in the works, so gotta do some editing. Randy says she's seasoning racist. More white salt than black pepper. Randy, you might be reaching with that one. I told y'all she ain't gonna put no more other seasons on there. That was it. She is just showing us how to cook the spaghetti squash. I do have more recipes and more videos that are going to show actual recipes. So that'll answer some of the questions you guys have about, how can I eat this or what will this go good with? But you guys, this is a great low carb. This is an easy fix or easy thing to swap out too. You're swapping out pasta with carbs for spaghetti squash. And that's also why this squash has gone viral. But Foodie Gang, Chef Big Bang was ahead of the curve because I've been knew about spaghetti squash. Y'all didn't know about it. That's why y'all surprised. But I knew about this. I made it years ago. I'm gonna get some more. Very, very tasty.
Serving plate or scrape and leave them in the squash bowl. You can eat it just like this or add on your favorite sauce like Alfredo or marinara. The possibilities are endless, and whatever you decide you want to put on that squash, you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe and how-to guide in the video description below. Be sure to check out thestayatHomeChef.com where you can find hundreds.
What did I say, Foodie Gang? She just said the same thing I said. When y'all gonna start believing me? I said that you can use marinara or Alfredo sauce with your spaghetti squash. And she said the same thing. See, I be bringing y'all the receipts. Okay, and in the comments, I'm going to I have just posted the link for the how to make pasta sauce from scratch live video I did. And I showed you guys how to make marinara and Alfredo, not me personally, but I got some great videos. Randy said, so check out that live stream. It goes directly into what we're talking about with the spaghetti squash and the sauces that you can make with it. Randy said, can I add Parmesan cheese? Yes, you can. So when you're making spaghetti squash, treat it just like you would treat your spaghetti, which is you would add your meat sauce or your red sauce, depending on your preference. And then you would put your Parmesan cheese. So the spaghetti squash can be used in place of pasta. It tastes a little bit different, but you feel good when you're eating it because you're not eating all those carbs. Randy says she makes it look so easy. It is, Randy. It is easy. You just cut it in half and pop it in, bake it, or you put the oil, salt, and pepper on there, and you put it in the oven, you bake it. I think I baked it for like an hour. When you take it out, you run a fork through it to get the strands to come up, and then you scrape all the insides off, and then you throw away the rind, and that's it. Your pasta is done. Now all you have to do is make your pasta sauce. And I have a video how to make pasta sauce from scratch. So I'm literally telling y'all how to make low carb pasta. Okay, and I have some other great videos lined up and some great recipes because I know, everyone's wondering, okay, now we know about spaghetti squash, now what? So let me get this next person pulled up. And I want y'all to tell me, do y'all remember this woman? And did you grow up watching her? And this is also the stay-at-home chef. She has 1 million subscribers. Make sure y'all go check out her channel. And she was ahead of the curve too because she posted this video 6 months ago. See, us foodies, we already know about this stuff. So so I want to know in the comment section, do you guys remember this woman? And did you watch her when you were growing up?
We're making a twice baked aglio olio spaghetti squash. You take the sharpest knife you have and cut in almost in a stabbing, but a controlled stabbing motion, guys. Put a point in first and then try and shimmy down one side. The squash will start to crack. And then almost like an avocado, you twist. Non-aerosol EVOO. Spray the cut squash. We're now going to season with salt and pepper. Flip them. We want the edges.
So do you guys remember Rachel Ray? When I was growing up, I used to always watch her show. She had a couple of different cooking shows on Food Network, and I believe she may have been on other cooking channels. But let me go to a better shot of her. This ain't right. Okay, she is gonna be looking crazy. Okay, there we go. Because you know what? I like Rachel Ray, and so I didn't want to disrespect her with having her face looking kind of crazy when I'm talking. I like Rachel Ray a lot, and you know what? I have a story for you again. I got a lot of stories apparently, and I talk a lot, but that's okay. Randy guessed it. Randy said she makes dog food. I have heard about that. That she makes And I've heard about it and I've seen it in the stores. Okay. So when I used to work in the kitchen, this is back when I used to complain a lot. I try not to complain now because I'm very blessed. So this is back in my complaining days. I was complaining about how I was tired of my job, how I was tired of the kitchen, how I really just wanted to just be done with cooking. And I had a good relationship with the customers. And we would always chop it up. They would always talk to me. They had a lot of respect for me because first of all, they would eat my food. And I know how to cook, y'all. Okay, so if you go on my channel and you look at my food, it doesn't just look good, it actually tastes good. So they all liked me. And so I was telling him how I was tired of cooking, how I was ready to be done with it, and I wanted to try something else. And he was like, this is what he told me. He was like, I don't think that you are completely done with cooking. You need to rebrand yourself like a Rachel Ray or one of the Food Network chefs. And what he said stuck with me for all these years. He was absolutely right. I don't dislike cooking. I just want to cook what I want to cook, and I want to talk about what I want to talk about. And so now that I have the Facebook group, and I'm doing my food thing, he came back and he made a post in my group, which y'all should all join the fan page, join the group, let's stay in touch. But he subscribed to my YouTube channel. He was like, we're watching you from Oregon. And he was like, I know her personally and she makes wonderful food and she loves cooking. So all the people in Oregon, they're rooting for me because they know, they could tell I really was passionate about cooking. It was the management, like I said before. Y'all go check out the episode where I talked about why restaurants was always closing down. And I said it was because of bad management. So they could tell that I loved cooking, but I was just unhappy. So now I feel happy when I'm cooking. That was my whole story, y'all. But he told me that I needed to be like Rachel Ray, and I was not offended because Rachel Ray is out here doing her thing. Okay, she has products. She has dog food that she produces. She gets to cook what she wants. And I think that when you are someone like myself or you are a foodie, you want to cook what you want to cook. You don't want to be told what to cook, how to cook, when to cook. Y'all, they was pressing my nerves up in their kitchen. Rain said that was awesome advice, 907. Yes, it was. And I reached out to him and I let him know. I was like, man, wait, the advice you gave me stuck with me for years. And I'm happy because it's like I didn't realize what I was doing when I, started this whole journey. But now looking back, like he was absolutely 100% right. And y'all say that we as women don't listen. I want to let y'all know. I'll be listening. I'll be listening when somebody has good advice. I listen. And so I'm glad that he told me that. And I think we all need to have someone positive in our life who is rooting for us. But let me get back into the story or into the video. And let's see what Rachel Ray finna make. And also Rachel Ray be cooking. She makes really good food.
Flip them. We want the edges to get brown and the squash to get tender. We don't want to collapse them, but when we put them in the oven, we put them cut side down. If these two start to get too dark in the front, take a look at them after half an hour and turn the pan. That's all. 1 clove for each individual portion of the spaghetti squash.
If you put your spaghetti squash in the oven where the cut is facing up, like the opposite of what she just showed us, what will happen is that your squash will dry out. Now, foodie gang, the fun thing about cooking is that we get an unlimited amount of tries. If you make something and it doesn't come out right the first time, do not give up. Do not stop cooking. Believe it or not, every chef or every foodie has burned food or made food wrong. It's okay. You just eat it and you take those notes into the next time and you just keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. The sponsor of the show today is going to be No Captivity with Freezy with the $5. Hit the Cash App and keep the stove on so we can make that money video come back out. Let me get back into the video. Another thing I like about Rachel Ray is that she seasons her food. She don't play about her seasonings. She definitely seasons her food correct, and her food always looks good.
Going to add that garlic to about half to 3/4 of a cup. I mean, I don't measure it. I just pour about half an inch of olive oil into a pot. And I have this over the smallest, teeniest, tiniest flame. Now we're going to add either Calabrian chili paste, which I actually think has a little milder effect than adding a chili flake, which I always have right here on the counter, crushed red chili. Everybody has this. I would start with a full teaspoon for 4 portions if you're using that. This, I'd say, a scant tablespoon. No joke, because this is milder than that. And we're just going to let that hang out. See how this squash is lightly brown on one side and you see it's starting to collapse? That's when you know the spaghetti's done, basically. This is spaghetti squash, of course. I turned this off while this was roasting. Once I saw the garlic had become translucent and kind of turned into mush at the bottom there. Okay. So now we're going to take.
Now, let me tell y'all, foodie gang, when I get a kitchen like this, I ain't even going to be up here talking no more. I'm just going to be cooking. When I get a kitchen like this, I ain't talking no more. Y'all don't have to watch replays. So I'm going to be up in here cooking. I'm going to be out here. Look, if I had a kitchen like this, I would cook all the time. You wouldn't even hear me talking that much. I would have a mic, but it would be on my shirt because I would be cooking. And when we get to that point, foodie gang, y'all gonna have to watch reruns. Cause I ain't gonna be doing this talking no more. I'm gonna be up here cooking, making content.
That garlic and oil sauce and put it into each boat. Okay. Now you need a different tool. A fork. And a little thin cloth just to help you hold it. And we're going to shred the squash. So now in each one, we're going to toss these yet again with a little parsley. Okay. And
okay, so it happened kind of quick, but do you guys realize what she did? What she did was that she shredded all the spaghetti squash. So it's still in the half of the spaghetti squash, but it's all peeled. She peeled it all the way from the sides. So now the flesh is loose. And so if she were to put a sauce on top of that, you could eat that out of the squash. When I made my spaghetti squash, I took all the flesh and I put it, I scraped it all out and I put it into a bowl. But the next time I get the spaghetti squash, I'm going to try these because they look amazing. They look really good. So yes, she peeled all the flesh away from the sides, loosened it all up. So now you can literally eat it out of the squash. And so let's get back into the video. And I wonder what type of sauce or what type of meat mix she's going to add into it. But it does look pretty good.
And some parm. We'll sprinkle of parm cheese.
Oh, snap, Randy. She knew what you said earlier. See, I told y'all it is just like pasta. Put your cheese on it, put your sauce on it, whether that's Alfredo, marinara, whatever type of pasta sauce you want. You can put any type of protein, chicken, beef, sausage, or you can even put your shrimp in there, Randy. Okay, telling y'all, trying to put y'all on to something.
So we need the fork back. Hello. To mix that in and combine it, we take a little bit of mild melting cheese, mozzarella, like a part skim, low moisture, or Provo, a little mild provolone kind of thing. Touch more parm. And then you just pop it back in the oven long enough to brown and bubble. Ooh, these babies look cute. All cheesy and gooey and yummy. And now the secret ingredient, fresh thyme.
Spaghetti squash is just that. Spaghetti that comes from squash.
What? Who's the game they played us? Let me go. What the heck? That was it? That was all she was going to do? What?
We're making a twice baked aglio olio spaghetti squash, mild provolone.
Oh, I guess that was
kind
the
of
whole
thing.
recipe.
Touch more parm. Yummy. And now the secret ingredient.
I guess that was the whole recipe. Wow. Okay. All right. I thought she was gonna. I don't know why I thought something else was gonna happen. But there you have it. Spaghetti squash, Parmesan cheese. She put some fresh thyme in there. I don't even think she put a meat in here. She did that so quick.
Fresh thyme.
Yes, y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Rachel Ray's, or it's called the Rachel Ray Show. I imagine that she has multiple YouTube channels. Let's just be real here. We know who we're talking about. I imagine that she has multiple YouTube channels. Yeah, so go and check out Rachel Ray on YouTube. Check out the other content creators whose videos I played. We got the Stay-at-Home Chef, the Rachel Ray Show, and a Frugal Homestead, which is when they showed us how to grow spaghetti squash. Okay, y'all. I got some more. Okay, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. As always, to support this channel and keep the stove on, it's going to be money sign Chef Big Bank. We are going to go to a commercial. When we come back from that commercial, I will play the other recipe videos that I have, and I have quite a few. So stay tuned, Foodie Gang, and I'll see y'all after this very, very brief break.
Foodie gang, 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 gang.
Food gang gang gang.
Hey, foodie gang. Hey, foodie gang. Welcome back. Welcome back. You're tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank, season 2, episode 24. We are just chugging right along. The sponsor of the show today is going to be No Captivity with Freezy with the $10. He has a great YouTube channel. Y'all make sure y'all go and check it out. I'll be putting that link in the comments soon. Yesterday, I was on his show, and it was just a great show. It's always a good time when I go over to No Captivity with Freezy. Freezy be like, call in. And then as soon as I hit the link to call, he gonna put me on screen. I'm like, okay. I thought you mean you want me to call in. Okay. But it was a great show. Make sure y'all check it out. And definitely subscribe to No Captivity with Freezy. Turn the notification bell on because he's like me and we be going live randomly. So y'all got to catch us when you catch us. And to support this channel and keep the stove on, you already know what to do, Foodie Gang. Money sign Chef Big Bank on Cash App. Follow me on all my social media platforms down below. And let's stay in touch. I have Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Rumble. So yes, y'all definitely got to follow me on TikTok. Oh, I'm glad I mentioned that because I got a story to tell y'all. Y'all know I got a lot of stories and I'll be up here talking. Okay, so let me go back and look up what episode it was. Okay, so season 2, episode 17, Summer Barbecue Gone Wrong, Bring the Fire Extinguisher. Okay, so there was a video that I reviewed in there. Y'all know I'll be reviewing videos all the time. Okay, so the guy on TikTok, he like said something. Normally when I review videos, I always try to leave a comment on the original video, and I'll say something. But normally, sometimes they answer me back, sometimes they don't. So I told him, I said, "Hey, I reviewed your video on my YouTube channel," and he said, "What? He was like, what's the information? How can I find it?" So I sent him the video with the timestamp. And I said, "Hey, would you be willing to come onto my YouTube channel to tell your side of the story?" So if you guys remember, well, there was a lot of videos I reviewed, but this gentleman in particular had ribs on the grill that were on fire. And we were saying that he probably went and took a nap. He left him for a couple of hours. So I want him to come onto my platform and tell us what happened and why those ribs were burned like that. So y'all, Foodie Gang, stay tuned. Because I think it would be I think it would be a lot of fun. Because I review a lot of videos. It'll be fun to get the people on the other side of these videos to come and explain to us what happened, why did it go wrong, what led them to that point. And we can also guide them in the right direction as far as cooking is concerned. Because they clearly be needing help. So yes, I'm reaching out to the gentleman that I reviewed his video, reacted to it, and I'm gonna see if I can get him to come onto the platform and explain to us why those ribs were on fire like that. But y'all, so stay tuned for that. Okay. Yes, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, and we're gonna hop right into the next video. And so I was telling you guys that I have some more recipes for spaghetti squash. I went over how it's grown, how to cook it, And I showed you guys a recipe from Rachel Ray, but now I have some more recipes to share with you guys.
So boom, I'm scrolling on TikTok. I see somebody made some squash spaghetti. I said, oh, I'm about to get into it how it's supposed to be gotten into it. So let's do it. You'll never guess the first ingredient. Okay, it's squash. Now poke some holes in that thing because it rocks rough and tough with its Afro puffs. I had to put it in the microwave for 5 minutes so I can cut into it because it was a little hassle and wrestle behind it. Now once you go, I'm about to get into it how it's supposed to be gotten into it.
And yes, I've heard that if you put the squash in the microwave before you cut it, it makes it a lot easier. I did not know of that technique when I was cooking it, and also I'm a certified chef, so I know how to use some knives. But for y'all, for you're cooking at home, do what is best for you. Do not, and also be very careful when you are handling knives. See, I've seen a lot of accidents, a lot of blood. It gets terrible. So put the squash in the microwave for about, I think she said 5 minutes. Look, let me play it again. I'm going to make sure I'm giving y'all the correct information. So let's go right. Start.
So boom, I'm scrolling on TikTok. I see somebody made some squash spaghetti. I said, oh, I'm about to get into it how it's supposed to be gotten into it. So let's do it. You'll never guess the first ingredient. Okay, it's squash. Now poke some holes in that thing because it rocks rough and tough with its Afro puffs. I had to put it in the microwave for 5 minutes so I can cut into it because it was a little hassle and wrestle behind it. Now once you gut that thing like a fish, you're going to go ahead and get you some olive oil and lather it up straight like that. Okay, salt and peppers here. Put you some.
Okay, so she said 5 minutes in the microwave and then cut the squash. So 5 minutes in the microwave, then cut the squash. Rachel Ray and the lady before Rachel Ray, everyone that we've seen so far has cut the squash the long way. She cut hers in half. So both of them work. Both of them work. You can do either way.
Some of that on it, turn it over and put it in the oven on 400 for 40 minutes. I went ahead and chopped up my trio, which is onions, green peppers, and red peppers. Get you some ground beef and get in there! Yeah. Then I got me some Italian sausage. You're going to have to remove the casing, okay? Won't nobody know a thing. You're going to put you some garlic powder, some onion powder, some peppers, some Mike Lawrence. Some slap your mama because it couldn't be mine. Now, this is controversial whether or not you want to put some sugar in there, but I'm going to put some in mine. Sure enough, then you're going to use that same grease from that ground beef to saute them vegetables, baby. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Take that squash out, put it to the side to blow off some steam. Then you're going to go ahead and get on your spaghetti sauce. Yes, I use tomato sauce and Alfredo sauce. It tastes bomb. Don't knock it till you try. You're going to add your green peppers and onions back in there. You're going to add you $1 per day. I also like to add me a little chive cream cheese, okay? But some brand new flavor in your ear. Now that the squash has decided to let go and let God and calm down, we can go ahead and start pulling apart those noodles and then adding our sour cream to loosen up just a tad bit. It was a little uptight for me. Add your ground beef in there and get it fully incorporated. We want every bite to be what? Just right. You hear me? Once you make it do what it do and get it all incorporated, you're going to add a little bit more on top. Yes, sir. Then we're going to add our cheese, put it on broil. Make sure you watch it and come on. All right, y'all. Here goes nothing. It just took on the flavors that I put in there. Hold on, not a master of disguise. Oh, look, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. This is fire. You just better make sure you can make spaghetti. It is relying on whatever you put in here. So if that ain't good, then this ain't gonna be good. But mine is fire. Okay, I can't speak for nobody else but me. Hold on, y'all, because I'm shaking, not stirred. Oh my goodness. Baby, this was a pleasant surprise. Look, I done gave you the whole recipe. I don't know what you're looking at me for. You already know. This mine.
Yeah, I definitely like her TikTok video, and I would definitely be following her on TikTok, and because she made some good food, and she is absolutely right. When you do make spaghetti squash and you do use it, it takes on the flavor that you add to it because it pretty much is a squash. So it just has great flavor. And also, like I said before, how to make pasta sauce from scratch. Randy said, add shrimp. We already knew Randy was gonna say that. But yes, you can add any type of meat, or you can not add meat and you can have a vegetarian. The great thing about spaghetti squash is that it's very versatile. Because honestly, so is pasta. So like I said, spaghetti squash can be used in place of pasta, and it's just as versatile because there's so much that you can do, so many different sauces, different meats, and so many different recipes. All right, and with that being said, I'm gonna show y'all another recipe.
Lately in my house, we've been loving spaghetti squash, and it's because this recipe is so bomb. First, you're going to get some spaghetti squash, obviously. Now, I heard that these were hard to open, okay? And they were. This is not for the weak, but
Okay. I was getting ready to go on mute and drink my smoothie, and then I just saw some craziness. Y'all gotta be careful. I know she probably knew how to cut it and was doing that for content, but you at home that is not a content creator, you don't know that a lot of this stuff is made up. So I'm gonna tell y'all, when you're dealing with knives, you want to be careful. You don't want to be playing games. It's all fun and games if somebody cut themselves. Be very serious. And 5 minutes in the microwave, you should have a cutting board because once that knife cuts the squash, it is then going to cut the counter. So you want to have a cutting board. And we're going to get back into this video, see what else we got going on.
good thing your girl ain't weak. After you crack them open, you're going to remove the seeds and the inside, and then you're going to follow up with seasoning your spaghetti squash. This is very important because you really want it to hold a lot of flavor. Salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, whatever your heart desires. 350 in the oven for about 40.
You know, one thing I noticed about when the colored people did it and versus the other lady, all she put on hers was salt and pepper. They up here seasoning. They ain't playing. They ain't playing. I'm trying to tell y'all, add seasoning to y'all food. Stop playing games. If y'all want to make good food, your seasoning definitely matters. And these women up here know what's up. They know what's up.
5 minutes. This day I added some broccoli and I added this. Now, I'm mad my mama didn't tell me about this now, because this turns it up a notch. So you're going to put it back in the oven and it should come out like this. It look good, but do it taste good? And it did. Now, I did add some Italian.
Y'all know I got one of them faces that tells exactly what I think, no matter what. That don't look that good because of the cheese. Now, what I have learned from being in the culinary field and in the culinary world is that even if something doesn't look good, you should at least try it. Because there's a lot of food that won't look that great, but will be delicious. In my opinion, I would have put maybe a quarter of cheese in each squash. I mean, I love cheese too, but dang, that was a whole lot of cheese she put up in there.
Sausage on top, and honestly, this did not need that. The broccoli, the seasonings, and that Boursin cheese was just enough for me. I'm definitely gonna be eating this all summer just because it's low on carbs. Amen. We don't need pasta. We need spaghetti squash.
See, I was telling y'all, Foodie Gang, low on carbs. We're not gonna stop believing me. So, spaghetti squash, sausage, broccoli, and cheese. If you put that combination on pasta, That's a good combination. Let me play this video one more time to see if we missed anything.
Lately in my house, we've been loving spaghetti squash, and it's because this recipe is so bomb. First, you're going to get some spaghetti squash, obviously. Now, I heard that these were hard to open, okay? And they were. This is not for the weak, but good thing your girl ain't weak. After you crack them open, you're going to remove the seeds and the inside, and then you're going to follow up with seasoning your spaghetti squash. This is very important because you really want it to hold a lot of flavor. Salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, whatever your heart desires. 350 in the oven for about 45 minutes. This day, I added some broccoli, and I added this. Now, I'm mad my mama didn't tell me about this now.
Another thing that I just noticed was that when she baked her squash, it was the cut side up. But even though she made it with the cut side up, if you notice, she put ingredients in there. So let me slide this back a little bit. If you are going to do it cut side up, you need to put some ingredients in there so that the squash will not burn.
This is very important because you really want it to hold a lot of flavor. Salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, whatever your heart desires. 350 in the oven for about 45 minutes. This day, I added some broccoli, and I added this. Now, I'm mad my mama didn't tell me about this now, because this turns it up a notch. So you're going to put it back in the oven, and it should come out like this. It looked good, but do it taste good? And it did. Now, I did add some Italian sausage on top, and honestly, this did not need that. The broccoli, the seasonings, and that Boursin cheese was just enough for me. I'm definitely going to be eating this all summer just because it's low on carbs. Amen. We don't need pasta. We need spaghetti squash.
So, yeah, she did bake it upside down. Cut side up. But she also did stuff it and put ingredients in there so that the inside wouldn't burn. And I agree with everything she did, just the amount of cheese she put in there, girl. You trying to save carbs and you putting all that cheese up in there. I guess she felt like, look, I'm already not eating pasta. I'm going to eat my cheese. And that's cool. We ain't mad at you. Let's see what the next person got to say.
And if this happens to you, apparently you can just stab it a few times with a fork. And then I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 3 minutes and hope it softens up. Okay, it's actually not that hot. Still really hard. I'm gonna put a wet paper towel around it and put it in for another minute. Hoping the wet paper towel like softened it up a little bit.
Okay, 3 minutes plus 1, that's 4 minutes. The other woman said 5. So, 45 minutes, Foodie Gang. 45 minutes. And her face, she ain't playing no games. I tell you, until you start cooking, recording yourself while you're cooking, you never really know like how you look or the things that you say. And what I notice when I record myself, I'll be like, dang, I'll be really happy. I'll be really happy when I be cooking. I notice that I'll be into it. I'll be serious about it. But she ain't playing no games. She put her arm into it. I'm telling y'all. That spaghetti squash, it is hard to cut. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. 4 to 5 minutes in the microwave, home cooks. And you do that before you cut it, it softens it up.
Success. It's cut in half.
And then once you do cut it, you have to scrape out the seeds. It's kind of like a pumpkin. Like you do the same thing with a pumpkin, you have to clean it. That's the same thing with this type of squash. You have to clean the insides out, all the seeds and stuff. Let's play that one more time. Let's see if we missed anything.
Wanted to make spaghetti squash for dinner tonight, but this is literally hard as a rock, and I don't want to lose a finger trying to cut it in half. So I did some Googling, and if this happens to you, apparently you can just stab it a few times with a fork. And then I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 3 minutes and hope it softens up. It's actually not that hot. Still really hard. I'm gonna put a wet paper towel around it and put it in for another minute. Hoping the wet paper towel like softened it up a little bit. Yes. Success. It's cut in half.
I don't know how effective that wet paper towel was. I cannot speak to that. I have not tested it on myself, but it does seem like putting the squash in the microwave helps cut it. I don't know if that paper towel is needed. It's kind of weird. But when I'm able to get spaghetti squash, y'all, I look, Chef Big Bang was about her business. I just cut it. I just cut it in half. I wasn't struggling like this. I didn't have to put it in no microwave. I just cut it. It was hard though. And that's why I say for home cooks, you guys should microwave it for 4 to 5 minutes just to make it easier on yourself while you are at home, because we want y'all to be safe. You know, be careful. Don't be cutting yourselves. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always, to support this show, it's going to be money sign Chef Big Bank. The sponsor of the show today is going to be No Captivity with Freezy. Okay. So yeah, I don't know about the paper towel, but it does look like putting it in the microwave before cutting it helps out a lot. It will be hot, so be careful. Randy said, can you make some live? Okay, so when I had spaghetti squash, I was in Oregon when I ate it. I am going to have to look around and see if I can locate spaghetti squash in Alaska. I don't know if they have it in the grocery stores. I never looked for it. But, Randy, I'm going to look for it. And I'm gonna see if I can find spaghetti squash. I will definitely make a live or make a video showing you guys how to cut open squash. That is not a problem. Randy said, I got distracted. Do you put it in the oven and microwave? Okay. So, Randy, great question. Great question. That's what I'm here for, Foodie Gang, to help y'all with the questions that you have about cooking or food. I'm here to help y'all. Okay. So, when you get the squash, it's going to be hard. You put it in the microwave for 4 to 5 minutes to soften it. After that, you cut it in half. You can cut it either way. Rachel Ray cut it the long way. She cut it in half, literally like the bottom half, top half. Either way you cut it is fine. Once you cut the squash, you are then going to scoop the seeds out. After that, the squash is now clean and ready to be baked. You can bake it for, we said 45 minutes to an hour just to get the inside to loosen up. And that's it. That's it. But yes, Randy, I'm going to try to hunt down some spaghetti squash. I don't know. I have not seen it, but I also ain't been looking. And I will let y'all know. Any more questions? Chat, Foodie Gang, or Randy? Okay, so we're gonna just keep this show moving. We're gonna keep it moving, man. Let's pull up the next person. Let's see what else we got.
open the spaghetti squash, please let me know because I could have died opening this thing. Anyways, you're going to want to cut open that spaghetti squash and get all those insides out and then rub it down with olive oil, sprinkle it with salt and pepper, and then a good Italian seasoning. Pop these bitches in a 400-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes, and then when they're done, flip them over, and I added regular tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, and Boursin cheese. Put them back in the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes until the cheese is nice and melty and the tomatoes are done. Give those sketty boats a good old stir. I added Parmesan cheese and a hot Italian sausage on top of mine, and it turned out so freaking good. Next time I'm definitely gonna add spinach, and I want to top it with blackened chicken, but like you can make it however you want.
Did that sound weird to y'all? It was weird. It was like an echo within that video. It was very weird. Have y'all ever had this type of cheese? I have not tried this I have not tried this type of cheese before, but I have seen this in the grocery store, specifically at Herman Myers. I'm gonna have to get it and try it because I never tried it before. Okay, I'm gonna play it again, but I'm gonna mute it because I don't know. Did it sound weird for you guys too? It was weird. It was like there was an echo within the video. I don't know what was going on. So I'm gonna mute it, but she said I could have unalived myself. Look, Foodie Gang, it is not that hard to cook. And I don't want y'all feeling like you ain't gonna make it while you cooking. That's not even the mindset you should be up under. Yeah, but it sounded weird when I played the sound. But yeah, well, okay, one thing I'll say about Becky is Becky got a cutting board. At least you got a cutting board. You need to have a cutting board so that you don't scrape up your counters. So you don't scrape up your counters and you don't hurt yourself. Because if you're cutting this without a cutting board, I don't even want to tell you what could happen because it's sad. But I've seen a lot of accidents in my day. And it's always when you're doing something easy. Okay, so you see she's cutting her squash the long way. And we saw the other ladies that cut it in half. Either way you cut the squash is fine. But you're gonna have to clean it out. That part cannot be avoided. Get the seeds out of there. Get all the insides out. Like the middle part. You want to clean it out. Okay, and she didn't put too much salt in it, y'all. They was talking about the first lady putting all that salt on her squash. And you gotta see she put it cut side down so that it doesn't dry out. You hit it with the salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil. You can add more seasonings if you want to. Some people only eat salt and pepper. That's all right. We ain't gonna judge you. That just look weird. I don't know. I gotta try it. Have y'all ever tried that cheese? I think it was called Boysen. I've seen it before, but I never tried it myself. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. The sponsor of the show is gonna be No Captivity with Freezy. Okay, so there I have it. I think that all home cooks, it is I think it's a great thing when you're trying to cook, whether you know how, you're experienced cook. Everybody should know the basics at least. And I think the fact that she had that trouble with cutting the squash, but never gave up. She followed through and she made a good product. when she was done. I think that that is a great thing, and I think a lot of people are scared to cook, or they're afraid, or they have too high of expectations versus what they're able to deliver. But everyone is different. Not everybody is a 5-star chef. Okay. This is my favorite part of cooking. It's like after you cook, you get to eat the food. That's my favorite part. My favorite part. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link for the No Captivity with Freezy. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to his channel. And he is also the sponsor of the show with the $10. There you go. Yes, great show. It's a panel show. So one day you can even join the panel if you wish to, or you can be a chat warrior and stay in the chat. Sometimes I choose to stay in the chat. Not on his channel specifically, because I always go on panels. But some channels, I was like, I'm just gonna stay down here.
Spaghetti squash bowls. First, soften your spaghetti squash for a few minutes with some coconut oil, pepper, salt, paprika, onion and carrots, pepper. Add your meat, garlic powder, and then a little bit of Italian seasoning. Extra cream, I add some mozzarella. You're gonna take your fork, make the little noodles. Some parm, parsley. This is so good.
So yeah, as you guys can see, it's very versatile, easy to make, and can go with just about any type of sauce, and can be used in place of pasta. And so these are spaghetti squash bowls, and they look
Tonight
delicious.
for dinner, let's make loaded spaghetti squash bowls. First, soften your spaghetti squash for a few minutes with some coconut oil, pepper, salt, paprika, onion and carrots, pepper. Add your meat, garlic powder, and then a little bit of Italian seasoning. Extra cream, I add some mozzarella. You're gonna take your fork, make the little noodles. Some parm, parsley. This is so good.
Yes, that does look good, and I want some spaghetti squash now. They out here, they made me hungry. They made me hungry. Okay, foodie gang. So there you have it. That is a viral spaghetti squash. I have seen it all over TikTok. And there is actually one more video I'm going to see if I can find. A member on my fan page posted a video of the spaghetti squash, which is how I first heard of it being viral. Because I already knew about spaghetti squash, but like I said, I ate it years ago. I never thought anything of it, and now it's gone viral. And that is the great thing about content creation, is you could literally make a video and it could go viral 3 years later. You just never know. You never know. And I'm going to see if I can find that video, because she made spaghetti squash. And after I seen that, I was thinking about it, and I went and looked it up. I go down the rabbit hole. I'm just going to go to her Facebook page and see if we can find it. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, I have found the video. This is the video that inspired me to go look at other spaghetti squash videos and look at how it was grown and all of that. And and you know what? I'm gonna try to stay on top of food trends. If y'all hear about any food trends or something going viral, send me a message on my social media platforms and let me know, Foodie Gang. I need y'all to help me out. Cause y'all know I'll be busy. So I need y'all to keep y'all ear to the streets in case you hear about something that I may have missed or I didn't hear about. But let me okay, let me see if I can click this and make it bigger. Let's see. Okay, here we have it. Here we have it. Let me see if I can.
Squash, smoked uncurd kielbasa. I have some hamburger meat, some bourbon bacon, the Burzum garlic and fine herbs, sour cream, and some shrimp. So I am going to put my clean spaghetti squash in the microwave for about 30 minutes. All right, so next time I will not put my squash in the microwave. They say to put it in the microwave for about 30 to 40 minutes to soften it, to make it easier.
30 minutes. Y'all, I didn't. Okay. See, that's why I'm glad I have this platform and have this show. 4 to 5 minutes. 30 minutes. You cooking it at that point. You cooking it at that point. See? So, be careful who y'all follow, but 4 to 5 minutes. Because you don't want to cook it in the microwave. You just want to soften it in the microwave.
To cut.
So that is Gloria Sanders on Facebook. She is also a member of my group. And let me get that banner scrolling across the screen. So join the group. She shares great videos like this all the time. So follow her on Facebook and join the Facebook group or fan page. So it looked really good what she made. 30 minutes in the microwave. Anything that you put in the microwave for that long, you are cooking it at that point. You cooking it at that point. Because ain't no way.
Going to make a part 2.
But yes, that looks really delicious what she did make. Let's see if she has any other videos about spaghetti squash. Okay, and then this is a picture of how it looked after she made it, and it looks really good. And one thing I noticed is everybody is using that cheese. I'm gonna have to get some and try it out. And make sure y'all follow me on TikTok. Y'all know, okay, so I recently got TikTok probably like a couple months ago. Because I refused to get it at first, but then I just caved in and went ahead and got it. And I really, really like TikTok. There's some funny videos over there on TikTok. Yes, and so she makes great videos all the time. All the time. And y'all know, oh, I went to the wrong thing. Y'all know we had the Foodie Gang pasta contest just closed. It ended on the 10th. I am in the process now of creating some more food contests. So stay tuned for that announcement and make sure you are a member of the fan page. So when that announcement gets, discussed, and the competition is open, you are aware of what's going on. And the prize for this competition was a free Foodie Gang t-shirt, a $20 gift certificate, and an interview on YouTube. You may decline the interview if you choose to. I am still in talks with the winner about whether he wants to do the interview or not. So I will stay tuned for that announcement. I'll let you guys know. But you know what I was thinking? I was thinking I should also add a souvenir from Alaska. Because a lot of you, Foodie Gang, are never going to meet somebody from Alaska again. So I am also going to put a souvenir in the prize. And also for the next competition, that'll be a part of the prize. So yes, y'all, and the sponsor of the show is going to be No Captivity with Freezy. All right, Foodie Gang, there y'all have it. I hope that everyone learned something about squash. And I'm happy to be able to bring y'all these videos that are very informative, have recipes. So I'm happy because you know what I noticed? A lot of people, not a lot of people, but like there's a lot of different foods in the world. There is no way for everyone to know about everything because there are still foods that I'm learning about as well. So there's just a lot of food and we're going to break it down on here. Okay, let me go over the schedule for the week and let y'all know what's coming up. Okay. Tomorrow's live stream. I'm going to go live every day this weekend because Monday is our 1 year anniversary. We are turning 1 year old. So because of that, I'm going to go live every day until we get to the anniversary. Okay. Tomorrow's live stream is still to be discussed, to be announced. I have a shrimp po' boy video that I'm working on editing. I don't know if I'm going to be finished with that in time for it to be tomorrow's live stream, but don't worry. I got a whole list of live streams. I'm going to be going live tomorrow. I'm not sure what the topic is going to be yet. For Father's Day, which is Sunday. Do my days right? Yeah, today's Friday. Okay, I almost forgot what day it was real quick. Okay, for Father's Day, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there in the world. We are going to do a live stream. It's going to be called Happy Father's Day, Let's Eat. So I'm going to be showing you guys some great Father's Day food, and we're going to talk about it. Monday is going to be the 1 year anniversary. It's going to be the 1 year anniversary, and we're going to just, reflect back on the things that we have gone over in this first year. And let me tell y'all, Foodie Gang, this has been a great first year, and I love being here, and I plan to be here for a while. And so I'm so excited with how we are going into our second year. We're at a good pace, everything going good. So we're going to celebrate on Monday our 1 year anniversary. We're turning 1 year old. So then that's going to be on Monday. Y'all know I got my list over here. Ooh, okay. So Tuesday, which is going to be the 18th, we're going to talk about strange food addictions. Y'all know I be watching some weird food stuff on YouTube. There are people that are addicted to foods like mac and cheese, fries, and I even saw a woman who was addicted to rocks. I didn't even know we could eat rocks as humans, but she's addicted to eating rocks. So on Tuesday, we're going to talk about strange food addictions, and we're going to go over that. We're going to break that down, and we're going to figure out how this woman got addicted to eating rocks. Very, very weird. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If you are watching me on the replay, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have ever tried spaghetti squash. The sponsor of today's show is going to be No Captivity with Freezy. And I have a new money video. Every time I get cash out, I'll play the video. Today, I got to play that video. So thank you, No Captivity with Freezy. Follow me on all my social media platforms. And also subscribe to Ava's Playtime. It is a channel made for kids. We have just hit the 300 video mark on Ava's Playtime. And my baby's so sweet. She said, Mom, thank you for making all these videos for me. And I was like, I decided that was so sweet that she is aware that it does take work to be a YouTuber, to make all these videos. It does take work. So she told me, thank you for making all these videos for me. And my heart just melted. And I was like, my baby's just so sweet. But yes, we are at the 300 video mark on Ava's Playtime. Go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Join my group, shop the Foodie Gang store, get your merch. Randy, Chico's shirt is coming. I'm going to really try to get it done by this weekend. All right, y'all. We've been up here for 2 hours. I will see y'all tomorrow. And if you want to create, you know what makes me mad? When you be up here talking, you start getting weird stuff on your mouth. This is very weird. Hold on. Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. I'm going to be coming out with some 907 Goodies water bottles, but drink plenty of water, especially because it is the summer season. It is the summer, and it's going to be very hot. So we have to make sure that our water intake is adequate to our body weight. They got a whole little formula. I don't remember what it was. But drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, eat good food today, be positive. I shouldn't have to tell y'all that, but some people need it. Be nice, y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Stay tuned for the announcement. And thank you, everyone that has watched the show up until this point. Thank you. And after this live stream airs, come back and comment on the video. Or after this live stream ends. I was like, airs. I don't even make sense. All right. I'm your host. You're tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bang. And I will see y'all next time. Foodie gang, gang, gang.
Food gang, gang, gang.
Foodie gang, 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 gang. Foodie gang, 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 gang.
Foodie gang, gang, gang. This is Chef Big Bang. Thank you so much for watching at 907 Good Eats. Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. I'm out.